Autofixdata, your ultimate vehicle data solution.
Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're taking a look specifically at the Autodata Training course guide for 2025. And our mission really is to get beyond just scanning that list of courses. We want to truly understand what this training offers, its depth, its value for pretty much anyone in the automotive field, whether you're like just starting out curious or you're a seasoned pro dealing with the latest tech. Think of this guide as maybe a shortcut to getting your head around a massive, fast-moving area. And it is actually called the Course Guide 2025 for Automotive Professionals. Very specific.
Yeah, and that forward-looking part of the title, that really nails why this is so critical right now. I mean, the automotive world is it's shifting so incredibly quickly. We're seeing things like 8-day, advanced driver assist systems becoming totally standard, and EVs, electric vehicles, moving right into the mainstream fast. So for anyone working on these machines, which are getting more and more complex, well, high-quality, accessible training, it's not just a nice-to-have anymore. It's basically essential, a fundamental need to keep your skills sharp.
Exactly. And the guide itself, it makes a pretty bold promise. It says, high-quality e-learning that's available 24/7 on any smart device. And the sheer amount of content, wow, more than 80 training courses featuring over 380 videos.
That's a lot.
It really is. That's a serious library. Okay, let's unpack this. So one of the first things that jumps out, for me anyway, is the flexibility. It's all about training anytime, anywhere, just log in on your smart device. I mean, think about that convenience. You could be at home, maybe on the train commuting, or even, grab a quick lesson right there in the workshop.
Right.
All you need is an internet connection and a smartphone, tablet, or computer. That freedom seems huge for busy techs.
Oh, it's a massive deal. That accessibility model, it really changes the game because it's explicitly designed to offer courses for people of all skill levels.
Okay.
So it covers literally everything from key electrical and mechanical fundamentals to diagnostics procedures.
Yeah.
And of course, like you said, the very latest systems and technology such as ADAS. The guide clearly says it's for automotive technicians, instructors, and apprentices. And, that flexibility, it really does cater to those different levels. An apprentice can build up that foundational knowledge step by step.
Yeah.
While, say, an experienced tech can jump right in and get up to speed on the newest EV system or ADA calibration without having to take a whole day off, travel somewhere. It's learning on their schedule.
Okay, so the access is great, super flexible, but what about making sure the learning actually, sticks? That's where things like their integrated learning tools come in. They mention 10-point knowledge checks for each video, which sounds like a good way to quickly refresh the key points.
Those checks are definitely useful for that immediate feedback, like, did I actually get that?
Yeah.
But for professional growth, the really tangible thing is the certificates of course completion.
Ah.
Yeah, because those aren't just, participation trophies. They're a solid way to showcase your training progress.
Right.
You can directly link the time you put into learning with, career development. It validates your skills.
Right, makes sense. Now, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The sheer scope of topics. Let's look at the main categories Autodata Training covers. They list out electrical, chassis, driver assist, drivetrain, diagnostics, servicing, engine, HVAC, and hybrid and EV.
Wow.
Yeah. It seems like they're really trying to cover all the major systems, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's comprehensive. Take the electrical section, for example.
Yep.
It starts right at the beginning with mastering electrical principles.
It's electron theory, Ohm's law. The real fundamentals.
Exactly. And practical stuff, too, like essential multimeter skills,
Right.
measuring amps, volts, resistance. Basic but crucial.
Yeah, you need that foundation.
You do. But what's really key here is how it builds. You go from those basics to the really complex digital side of modern cars. Things like electrical waveforms explained. That means oscilloscope essentials, knowing how to read sensor waveforms. Basically seeing the car's electronic pulse. And then it gets into supercritical areas like modern vehicle networks. Talking Canon, high-speed BUS, FlexRay, most BUS, LNM BUS, all these different network types.
Those acronyms always get me.
Yeah, they're a lot.
Yeah.
But they're basically the different digital languages cars use. Each network talks at different speeds, carries different info. And understanding that, it's absolutely vital. If you misread one network signal, you could waste hours chasing ghosts.
Oof. Yeah. Been there.
We all have. It turns a potentially quick fix into a nightmare.
Okay, so from electrical, the sort of nervous system, let's move to the body and bones, chassis and beyond. They cover things like tire and rim essentials, including run flats and TQMS, tire pressure monitoring, and complete steering systems, looking at electric power steering.
Yeah, what's interesting there is how even these sort of traditional systems have gotten so advanced. Like, suspension isn't just springs and shocks anymore. They have courses on advanced suspension technology.
Air suspension, active shocks.
Right, and even EKDSS, that's electronic kinetic dynamic suspension. It is. It's basically suspension that adapts on the fly. Stiffer for corners, softer for bumps.
So the conditions are dealing with electronics there too, not just mechanical parts.
Exactly. Actuators, sensors, it's all integrated. Same with braking. It's not just pads and discs. It's advanced braking systems, hydraulic pressure control, fancy boosters, and detailed ABS operation and testing. It really shows how mechanical systems have become smart electronic components.
And speaking of smart, driver assist systems, ADS. The guide calls this out as key for tackling changing technology head-on. And they've got modules like Advanced Driver Assist Systems, ADS Essentials. This feels absolutely critical today.
Oh, it is. Non-negotiable, really.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think bigger picture, these aren't just convenient features anymore. They fundamentally change how cars sense and react to the world around them, which means they change how technicians have to diagnose and fix things dramatically. So the training gets specific. Ultrasonic ADAS sensors explained, radar technology in depth, ADS camera systems, automotive LiDAR explained.
LiDAR, wow.
Yeah. Even the autonomous vehicle brain, ADS, and artificial intelligence. The big takeaway here, technicians aren't just mechanics anymore. They're becoming precision calibrators.
Very calibrated.
Yeah. Think about it. A radar sensor is slightly misaligned after a minor bumper repair. That's not a small thing. That could mean the automatic emergency braking doesn't see a pedestrian.
Yikes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So getting that calibration perfect is as critical as, say, getting engine timing right used to be. And crucially, they include a practical ADAS calibration guide. It's not just theory.
That's good to hear. Okay, next up, diagnostics, the problem solvers area. They start with mastering onboard diagnostics, covering things like strategy-based diagnostics, understanding DTCs, diagnostic trouble codes, and drive cycles.
Yeah, and this section really digs deep, equips technicians for those really frustrating issues. They have specific modules like engine misfire diagnostics. Every tech has pulled their hair out over misfires.
Tell me about it.
And NVH principles in diagnostics. Noise, vibration, harshness.
The mystery rattles and hums.
Exactly. Often the hardest things to pin down because they can be so subjective. It makes a weird noise when I turn left, but only on Tuesdays.
Right.
They also cover a whole range of specific sensor diagnostics, crankshaft, camshaft, MAF sensor, oxygen sensors, and having that really precise diagnostic knowledge. It just speeds everything up, less guesswork, way more efficient repairs.
Makes sense. And well, we can't really talk modern automotive without hitting electrification. They have a whole dedicated section introducing hybrid and electric vehicles, covers the spectrum. 48-volt mild hybrid, full hybrid systems, plug-in hybrids, and full battery electric vehicles.
And what's really interesting here is how the training tackles this huge shift. Not just the tech, but the safety. They make a point of highlighting safe working practices and procedures for electrified vehicles because of the high voltages involved.
Absolutely critical.
It's non-negotiable. You just can't mess around with high voltage. Beyond safety, they cover components like high voltage interlocks, regenerative braking systems explained, which is key for EV efficiency, and even things like an EV heat pump HVAC system overview. That's a totally different way of handling heating and cooling compared to gas cars.
Right, using heat pumps.
Yeah. So this section really prepares you for a completely new kind of automotive world.
Okay, nearly there. Engine and drivetrain. Looks like they're keeping pace with the tech here, too. On the engine side, forced induction fundamentals, okay, but includes things like 48-volt electric turbocharger technology.
Oh.
Yeah. And engine management essentials, covering GDI gasoline direct injection and cylinder deactivation.
And things like GDI and cylinder deactivation, they're not just about saving fuel. They require incredibly precise control. It means diagnostics often become less about wrenches and more about software parameters, data analysis.
So the training's essential for that accuracy.
Definitely. It connects directly to how modern engines juggle performance and emissions using these really complex systems. And it's not just engines. They have drivetrain courses, too. Dual clutch transmission essentials, CVT fundamentals, reflecting all the different gearboxes out there now.
Okay, so we've covered this huge range of content. How do people actually get access to all this? The guide mentions a one low monthly subscription model. Sounds straightforward.
It does, and it clarifies an important point. All courses are included in an Autodata Training subscription, which they note is different from their specific diagnostic and repair or service and maintenance subscriptions. Those only include some courses.
Ah, okay. Good distinction.
Yeah, so for the full library, everything we've just discussed, you need that main Autodata Training subscription.
Right. So wrapping this up, what's the big picture here? Our deep dive into this 2025 Autodata Training course guide. It shows a resource that's, well, incredibly comprehensive, it's really accessible, and frankly looks pretty essential for anyone wanting to stay current or level up in the auto field. It seems to directly hit that need learners have for knowledge that's quick to access, thorough, but also engaging. In an industry that just doesn't stand still, it's definitely more than just a course catalog. It feels like a vital tool.
I agree. Absolutely. Given the sheer speed of change, autonomous features getting more common, electrification spreading, these super complex network systems, this kind of detailed on-demand training, it stops being just a benefit and starts becoming a necessity.
A necessity for proficiency.
For proficiency, yeah. And honestly, even for basic safety in the workshop sometimes.
Yeah.
The complexity is just, it's ramping up continuously.
So a final thought then. As vehicles become essentially mobile computers on wheels,
Yeah.
complex network machines, what does this level of specialized ongoing training really mean for the future, for the reliability and safety of the cars we all depend on?
That's a big question.
It is, and what new skills are going to be absolutely paramount in, say, 5 or 10 years? And how will resources like this guide, this type of training, keep shaping the industry and the people working in it? Something to think about as the technology just keeps accelerating.
Autofixdata, your ultimate vehicle data solution.